Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the H.C. Wainwright 23rd Annual Global Investment Conference. My name is Spencer Kirschman, and I'm an Equity Research Associate at H.C. Wainwright. While we are virtual this year, we're confident we're going to be able to provide value to you with over 850 companies presenting at this conference, as well as via your interactions through one-on-one meetings. H.C. Wainwright is a full-service investment bank dedicated to providing corporate finance, strategic advisory, and related services to public and private companies across multiple sectors and regions. We have a total of 19 publishing senior analysts and over 560 companies covered across all sectors. Please visit hcwco.com for more information. From a logistics standpoint, please make sure to reference your virtual conference online portal that provides your individual links to your meetings and all presentations. Please join us for corporate presentations and panels that will be available live and streaming on September 13th to 15th. With that said, have a productive and enjoyable day, and I'd like to introduce our next presenters. Carlos Moreira, CEO, and Peter Ward, CFO of WISeKey International. Carlos and Peter.
Hey, Spencer. Thank you for the introduction. So I would like to just maybe focus my presentation today in the new developments that WISeKey is facing. I had the privilege to participate on several of the HCW events. And in the last event, I described how WISeKey as a cybersecurity company was moving big time on this emerging area, which is what we call trusted blockchain interactions and non-fungible tokens, NFT. So my presentation today is going to focus on what WISeKey is doing in this sector, which is a high growth sector, and why we believe we are the preferred player in that sector due to our cybersecurity IoT platform that has been developed over 22 years. So WISeKey is a Swiss listed company. I founded WISeKey in 1999. We listed in Switzerland in the Swiss Stock Exchange. And then in 2019, we listed the ADRs too in the NASDAQ, and we are trading on the code WKEY. So as summary, WISeKey digital assets can be divided into what we call trusted NFT, and I will come back later on that, which is a very unique platform where you can do a marketplace, secure marketplace on NFT. Cybersecurity, as WISeKey, it was from the beginning a cybersecurity company, so we have an amazing track record on cybersecurity. We own our own cryptographic root key. Companies like RSA, Entrust, VeriSign, they are in that type of league. And WISeKey has been for many years handling very complex cybersecurity projects, which now give us confidence and knowledge to enter into this blockchain NFT space. We are very strong on digital identities. WISeKey has been one of the pioneers in digital identities, and WISeKey digital identities are dominant worldwide. Our cryptographic root key has been installed in 6 billion browsers and operating systems, and this is essential when you are doing end-to-end cybersecurity, because you have to be in both. You have to be on the app, you have to be on the OS, and you have to be also on the identity. And then we also a big player now, one of the fourth non-Chinese microchip developers. So we have our own microchip sensors that we put into objects, into drones, into connected cars, into routers, and to basically the Internet of Things. And those sensors with our security, those microchips, semiconductor with our security, become then the connection between a physical world and the metaverse. And all that obviously generates a lot of data, and data is the oil of the digital economy. And this year, we also acquired a German company with the name Arago, which is an AI automation company, very niche, very pioneer as well. And with their Hero, which is their algorithm, we are able also to analyze data in an unprecedented way, the data that we generate from the objects we collect. And that data is then transformed into automation processes, analytics, research, and so on. So basically makes our customers more intelligent as they are able with our technology, not only to collect, encrypt, and transfer the data, but also to analyze the data. So all that platform, which we call end-to-end, is owned by WISeKey. We sit in something like 300 patents. We have a very large pool of intellectual property that basically allows our clients to plug into our platform and being able, through that platform, to execute their IoT and end-to-end performances. Clients like Parrot, drones, are secured by WISeKey. Those drones are used by the US and French military. Cisco routers are secured by WISeKey. Connected car, Daimler cars are secured by WISeKey. So we have a very large list of companies. Hilti, which is a pharmaceutical company, also secured by WISeKey. So we have a long list of companies that gradually are using our technology to connect their objects to the internet. As you know, the internet is a very hostile environment for objects. We are aiming to connect 1 trillion objects, but the reality is that we only have something like 1 billion connected now, and they are mainly mobile phones. So the big challenge is how to bring those non-connected objects to the internet in a secure and authenticated way. So as I say, the microchips that we have is a major asset. This was obtained through an acquisition we made in 2016 on a semiconductor company in France. This company was at the time providing microchips to BlackBerry. BlackBerry obviously had some issues, and the company became available as their revenue was reduced substantially. And we re-engineered those chips, those microchips, to become IoT chips that we can then utilize into smart lighting, servers, mobile phone, anti-counterfeiting, drones, smart cities, including Pico satellites that we are now also securing. And this is a very interesting thing, as in the future, everything will connect through space. So why we think this portfolio is so interesting is because we bring everything in one platform. Clients in our days do not want to go and shop around by getting pieces of the solution. They want to have a company that they have an end-to-end solution, and they just want to plug into that company in the same way you would plug into an electrical plug, right? You don't want to know what is behind all that. So, so there's a differentiator of WISeKey. This is very unique because European companies, they are more playing this industrial 4, we call it, role, which is there was a development in Germany and Switzerland to basically move into the 4th industrial revolution, or industry 4. It's basically all companies will need to be digitally transformed within the next years, and COVID is accelerating that process. Otherwise, they will become totally obsolete. So why we think this is so punctual now? So this background has allowed us to launch, this was launched 1st of September, what we call a NFT marketplace platform. So this is like the Amazon of NFTs. I mean, NFTs are minted directly into the platform. It can come from a physical object. As I mentioned before, WISeKey has 1.6 billion objects already with our microchips. Those are watches, those are very expensive jewelry, those are paintings, those are art. And now we can create a digital twin and bring that object into the metaverse through the WISeArt platform. We have a patent in the United States that protects that process of converting a physical object into a virtual object. This platform was actually developed in 2015 when we started to authenticate watches. And it's a very unique platform that can be helped big time the development. So those are examples of watches that we are processing. Those are multi-million-dollar NFTs that they are, in this case, actually, they also sell the physical watch. So you can sell the physical and the virtual watch. And those watches are totally identical. It means that if you buy the NFT, you're actually buying a digital twin of the original watch. And WISeKey provides the certification of the original, provides the collection of all the provenance data, certificates, all that is encrypted, is mined into the blockchain, and then the NFT embeds all that information. So if you buy this NFT of this watch, although you might not necessarily own the original, if they don't sell the original with it, they sell, you own the digital rights management, basically everything that sits on the metaverse rights for that watch. As the metaverse is expanding, the value of the NFT expands with the value of the metaverse. More things are going to be on the metaverse, more valuable are going to be the unique assets, as you can only have one NFT representing the physical object. So that's the way it works. So every object has a digital certificate. That digital certificate is issued by the cryptographic root key of WISeKey, which, as I mentioned before, is dominant. Actually, yesterday, Apple announced that they are going to reduce the price on the apps. The 30% is going to go lower than that. That is in order to incentivize people to, from your mobile phone, mint directly an NFT. And that's an amazing breakthrough, because that means that anyone can do that. And that means that anyone can go to our platforms and just bring the NFT directly to the platform, or start when 20% up just by that announcement, because the market is realizing that if the NFT becomes a dominant technology, which we really believe is going to be. NFTs today is like Bitcoin was in 2008. We are just at the beginning, but in the last year, the trading on NFT has multiplied 20 times, and we are talking about billions of dollars of trade on NFT. And those platforms like the WISeKey gets a commission on every NFT traded. Therefore, our revenue is not only on the technology to develop the NFT, but also trading the NFT itself, as we are taking a fee for every transaction done on the platform. We also create a cryptocurrency with the name Trusty Coin. So this cryptocurrency will be launched by the end of the month, and is designed to allow non-authenticated wallets. So let's say then somebody comes with a Bitcoin wallet and we don't know where the money comes from, as many of our clients, which are philanthropies, museums, auction houses, do not want to trade with non-authenticated money in order to avoid money laundering. The Trusted Coin basically provides to you a KYC process where you can convert a non-authenticated wallet into an authenticated wallet. So you go in the same process that you go into a bank, you disclose who you are, where this money comes from, and basically after we go through that validation process on the money and on the NFT, then you enter into the platform. Examples: the New York Times cover host for a $1.2 million NFT. This was actually NFT done with the Jacobs. We have done several Wolfers in the last month just to test our platform and see how it works before we launch the platform 1st of September. And the original and the big launch is going to be the 20th of September, where we're going to launch a Kobe Bryant autograph Hublot watch, which is very unique. And the company that is handling this auction wants to raise money from that watch. So their starting point is $1 million, can go to $10 million, and some of the revenue generated by the auction will go to several causes that this organization is providing. As you realize, this is a very low work for us. People now, once you do the provenance, you can go directly into the platform and just mint your own watch or your own NFT related to the watch. So that means that bigger is going to be the trading. WISeKey gets more fees for the platform. You know, another competitor of WISeKey, OpenSea, which is basically handle all kind of NFTs and not only high-end NFTs. And this company had just received $100 million. A $1.6 billion valuation for a company that makes $3 million revenue. So that means that the market is really looking at NFT platform as the next marketplaces of the future. So this is the back end. So we control all the data, and this is very critical because you know, more transactions you generate in the platform, more analytical data can be collected, and that analytical data can help museums, can help galleries, can help authors, painters, and anyone that brings an NFT into the platform to target their audience and to make it more and more effective. That's the effect of adding artificial intelligence into the back end of that process. So just a few words about our financials. So WISeKey is growing 22%. We did a H1 disclosures and shows that the company was growing at 22% versus last year. Our projections for the end of the year is going to be something around 40% growth. We are talking about $22 million revenue. It is still a small revenue, but you have to break that revenue times transactions. So there are millions of transactions, as every WISeKey transactions are between $1, $2 per transaction for the time being. This is increasing. So that revenue obviously it will be growing substantially. That revenue does not include yet the revenue generated by the platform. So the valuation of WISeKey, as you can see from what is happening in the trade, has been fluctuating from the beginning of the year. The company has been trading between $20 per ADR and $8. So it has been a huge fluctuation, very much generated by the fluctuation of the market, especially the NFT and blockchain market. But the good news is that the volume is increasing. WISeKey is trading something like $5 million per day on the NASDAQ, and this is keeping bigger and bigger with something like 700,000 actually ADRs per day. It is also trading quite strong in the Swiss stock market. As I mentioned before, WISeKey currently is trading 4 to 5 times revenue. If you look into our competition, you will see those multiples being much higher, especially when we are talking a company that has IoT, artificial intelligence, and blockchain and cybersecurity assets. So we are very confident on the future. WISeKey is also sitting in a very important amount of cash. We are sitting at $36 million cash that will allow us in the future to look the potential acquisitions. We are looking also into moving into the United States in due time, where WISeKey could grow faster, as many of our clients are American clients, and they are asking us to have a stronger presence in the United States. We already have some presence. We have been recruiting key management in the United States, but our objective will be to go full force in the United States by the end of next year. So because we have a few minutes left, just to say that one of the important things on what is going on the internet now, and I was the chief security officer of the United Nations for many years in Geneva. I have been working in security all my career, and I can see the trend, because I have been seeing the history of where we came from, is that this entire move to the metaverse is something that is going to be totally disruptive. Companies like Facebook, Apple, and others are looking into that very seriously. And what the metaverse is actually moving things from the physical world into the metaverse. So your car, your house, your alarm system, your assets, your paintings, your documents, your intellectual property, all that needs to be moved to the metaverse. Because if you are not going to be in the metaverse in the next 5 years, you don't exist in the digital world, right? So the digital transformation, generated mainly mostly by the COVID situation, is accelerating that process, is bringing much more money into that process. And only companies that they have some kind of very serious backend and very strong IP and technology will be the next players. Another important thing is the trust aspect. Data needs to be trusted. The fact that we are Swiss, we are neutral, we are in a country that takes a strong focus on data privacy, protecting personal digital identities, protecting the data of the user, clouds, and so on. So the fact that we are using Switzerland as a platform to expand to the rest of the world gives another extra level of confidence. So with that, I would like, because the time is gone, I would like to thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, Peter and I, we are here to answer.
Thank you, Carlos and Peter, and WISeKey for taking partner.
Can I hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, yes.
Okay. Thank you for taking part in a really productive and informative presentation. We're really appreciative of all the time spent preparing for this conference. And while we're virtual this time, we are hopeful that our next conference can be held in person. And we are grateful for everyone's flexibility and that online presence this year. So thank you again from the HCW team.